Hi, I'm Paul, and I've got gas. And today I'm going to show you my latest acquisition, which I'll tell you about in a moment. First of all, I apologize that I look rather disheveled today. I actually was quite shoveled earlier today, but the weather is changing and it's kicking my butt. So what I'm going to do is go over the Fender PMTE travel guitar, mahogany version. Now what happened was this: my friend Al Jones, he got one of these and he had to do a little bit of work on it, but it turned out fantastic. Beautiful guitar. And it was so nice that his brother Dan went out and got one as well. He had to do some work also, but different. And I'm just talking about extremely minor things, like the strings were not good on Dan's. He had to replace them. Al had to sand the bridge a little bit, bring it down a bit. But in the end, after just a little bit of work, they both came out fantastic. So of course I said, well, if the Joneses are going to get these, then I've got to get one too, right? And hopefully I'll convince you to get one as well while they're still available, because they're going away fast. So I'm going to show you some pictures of what the package looks like, so I don't have to hold the camera with one hand. So what you see is, first of all, this travel guitar, which is about the size of a Taylor GS Mini. I haven't been able to put it next to the Mini to see exactly how it compares. I think it might be a tad smaller. It's a 23.5-inch scale length. But this comes in a hard case, beautiful arched top hard case. As you can see, it has the gold latches, and they actually latch quite well. And it has the Fender Paramount gold brass plate, whatever it is, on there. Very, very nice case. Inside you get the guitar, of course, which is a beautiful thing. Oh, and sorry if you're seeing the humidifier in there and the strings. That was something I added later. But if we open this up, you'll see that this guitar actually comes with a humidifier. It's a different kind. It's not the kind I like. This one, I don't know. This one kind of looks like the part of a slingshot, or something like that. But the guitar itself is absolutely beautiful. It actually comes with this big, huge truss rod wrench, and it actually comes with, at least mine came with, one extra bridge pin. The bridge pins are ebony, and Al's came with 2 bridge pins, so a little bit of difference there. Feel a bit short-changed, but I'll accept it. It's got some paperwork there, etc., etc., etc. The Paramount instruction manual, or what have you, sales. Now you'll see the tag's pretty beat up on mine. It was a little bit bent when I got it. It's mostly bent up because I've had to throw it in here really quickly a lot today. So let me switch back to me holding this thing, and you can see I still have the tag on here, which I just tangled all up as I was speaking. So this guitar, I might as well just, why make you wait? This thing is really, really nice. I'm going to compare it a lot to a GS Mini, which I also have. The Taylor GS Mini is one of my favorite guitars, acoustics. I'm not a big acoustic person. I love the GS Mini though. It projects boldly. I have the spruce one. But this guitar is a lot different. It's all mahogany, at least on this one, mahogany top, sides and back. So it's all wood. It is open pore satin finish. Has an oven call bridge, and again it has the ebony pins. I believe that's a bone compensated saddle, the bone compensated. Let's see. You see the beautiful rosette around it. The bracing inside looks actually quite clean. Now Dan's had a little bit of, didn't look quite as clean. There was a little bit of roughness around the edge. Mine and Al's both looked very clean. One thing about my guitar though, when I received it, it had this fairy dust all over in here. It was like shavings from the strings or something, and it was on the neck and down here in the bridge. I just took my brush and it just came right out. So I don't know. I don't think I'm going to replace the strings at this point. It's also an acoustic electric. So if you can see here on the end, it takes the 9-volt battery as well as the plug. And then the electronics, the Fishman electronics, are actually very interesting. I have not tried these yet. Now I've tried the tuner. The tuner, you just kind of hold this for a second and it turns on. I have to say I'm not as happy with the tuner as I'd hoped I would be. It seems to kind of jump around, but I think the reason for that might be the tuners. I'm not positive. I'm going to have to do some more testing, because when I go to tune it, I have to turn this quite a bit, you know, maybe almost a whole turn for the needle to move just a little bit. But if I let the needle go all the way down to where it rests and then I hit this again, it jumps way forward. So it's almost like the tuner isn't recognizing the changes that we're making here. But at the same time, when I turn it, I don't hear it. You know, I don't hear the pitch changing a lot either. So I'm not sure what's going on there. But if you have patience with it, you know, it tunes about as quickly as any other guitar. It's an accurate tuner, very accurate. And it just has 3 unlabeled controls. I believe they're probably volume, bass, and treble, I'm guessing. We'll find out. The back, again, just beautiful. Look at that. Look at that beauty. Let's try to get the glare off of here. Well, it's kind of hard in here, but I mean, look at that. That's really, it's got some footprints on there or something. And it has this, you know, checkerboard stripe. The binding also. The binding is that kind of checkerboard thing. The rosette itself, if you can see it, a little more traditional. It has binding on the neck and the headstock. And then the headstock has that beautiful, if you can see it, has that beautiful inlay pattern going. And if you want to see the back here. And let me see, I think these are made in Indonesia. Let's see. China. Hey, what do you know? It's made in China. So I better watch what I say around it, right? It's probably connected up there to the satellite spying on all of us, right? China. But I have to say the guitar itself is really nice. If you, of course I only know Rush, right? How's that go again? I forgot how to play it. What's the other one? You can tell I don't play acoustic very much. Very lightweight guitar. I mean, ridiculously lightweight guitar. You would think, in fact, it's so lightweight that you almost feel like it's fragile. And, you know, to some extent perhaps it is, but it does feel very solid. The bracing is solid. It feels like a solid guitar. And to come in a case that's this magnificent, hey, you know, what can I say? What's the other stuff? Something like that. So it's just a beautiful, beautiful guitar. So for me, I did not need to set the action at all. It was quite low. I don't know if you can see. This is how it came to me. Very comfortable. Hopefully you can see that. I don't have any problems with that. Again, Al's was a bit high. Dan's was fine. Dan's strings were just rusted, rotted barbed wire, so he had to replace it. Ours were fine. So there seems to be some inconsistency. But I think that's because they've been sitting, they were released in 2017, and I believe they've been kind of sitting in a warehouse. For some reason, Fender decided to discontinue them very quickly, and they have a whole bunch to get rid of. So I'll tell you the price a little later. Hopefully I'll remember, because they're blowing these out. Incredible price. So let's see here. And again, I already had one of these types of humidifiers. I prefer these types to put in there to that rubbery thing. That rubbery thing, I don't know, that thing looks like it's illegal in many states, you know. What else we got here? The nut width, 1.69 inches, bone. Oh yeah. 20 frets. Tuners, nickel-plated open gear. So I'm just kind of reading you the website here. Here's something very important. This came from one of the suits at Fender, so listen up. On the heels of the continued success of our Paramount and classic design acoustic guitars, we be adding another layer of portability with new travel body shapes, said Billy Martinez, Vice President, Category Manager, Acoustic and Squire Divisions. Oh yeah. Can't argue with that. I don't know what that just said, but you can't argue with it. It weighs 4.5 pounds, which frankly is shocking to me. That's like half the weight of a Strat. You know, I mean, I'm really shocked. It feels incredibly light. You know, just one. This thing is just wonderful. No bridge left, a little dusty. But the fact that it was sitting in those warehouses, I think, or being moved around, not being sold for whatever reason, I think that's where it accumulated the dust, and some of them might have got a little corrosion on the strings and such. But all three of our guitars, with a little bit of love and care, and I have to be honest, I got lucky. I'm the one who, I didn't have to do anything, frankly. I may have to do something with the tuning issue, but it stays in tune. The intonation seems to be very good, as near as I can tell. Great God in heaven, you know I love you. So, like I said, I don't do much with acoustics, but you know, just strumming around the campfire. I had a dream last night. What a lovely dream it was. That chord goes on forever. All of the players were playing together. I can't remember. Let's see if there's anything else for you here. Let's see. So the Paramount series, I think it was meant to be a throwback to the early guitars, maybe, what, the 40s? I don't know Fender's history. And I'll be honest with you, I've never been a fan of Fender acoustics. Just never been a fan, and so I was kind of skeptical of this until I saw the other two fellows who had, their name's different, but they both did get this guitar before I did, so I knew what I was getting into. So we hit 3 for 3 on this one with very little work on it. Now, as far as the price on this is the amazing thing. It's being blown out at Zounds and American Musical Supply. It was $699. They're selling these off for $299 with that case. So I had to get it, and I'll be honest with you, I am seriously considering getting maybe at least one, if not two more. Because I'd like to get one, you know, I always wanted to customize an acoustic, but, you know, the spruce tops just look too bland to begin with. But, you know, maybe a bumper sticker or, you know, something, as I find cool things to put on here and just customize it without, just say I don't care about the finish on this particular one. And then I'd like to have a third one just almost as a backup in case anything goes wrong over the years, because I don't know if they're going to re-release something like this. This is a really, really nice guitar. Now I haven't played it through the amp yet, so I brought the quilter down here to see what it sounds like, and I don't know what we're in for. Well, I do know what we're in for. We're in for no cable, and I forgot my X-Vive wireless. So sorry, my bad. I can't believe I did that. Really? I'm not even joking. I forgot the dang cable. See, the thing is, I'm always in a hurry to make these things. I do them after work before I have to bail out of here, so that's why I'm talking so fast. I'm not on meth, just for the record. Let's see, Fishman Electronics. But I can say that the other two guys, and frankly, everyone I've heard who has played these, has said that the electronics sound really, really good through amps. And I believe Al said through the Quilter it sounded fantastic, so I trust his word on that. Let's see, modern vintage styling includes elements of classic 60s models. I was thinking 40s, including the checkerboard purfling and rosette, along with stylish fingerboard and headstock inlay. So this aesthetic scheme apparently is based on some kind of 60s Fenders. I'm not sure if, I'm sure people out there know about the Fender logos and how and if they've changed over the years. So maybe you can identify that as perhaps a throwback to something. As far as the neck goes, I'm not good at telling what kind of profiles they are. I don't really care. D, C, W, I don't care as long as it feels good in my hands. But to me, this is, I'd say it's about medium thickness. It's definitely not anywhere near a baseball bat, but it's also not super thin, you know, but I'm comparing it to electrics. For an acoustic, I would say it's pretty thin. It does seem to have a little bit of flatness right on here, but it's very subtle if it's there at all. It's extremely comfortable. Very, very nice. So all in all, this is one of the best deals I've found in a long time. I'm really glad Al pointed this one out to me. So get them while you can. It doesn't look like they're generally available, and again, I don't know why Fender's selling them out, especially after the Vice President, Category Manager of Acoustic and Squire divisions had such glowing things to say about it. For example, he also said, also ideal for travel are Fender's refreshed ukuleles, which has nothing to do with what I'm talking about, so I'm going to just stop there. Hope you enjoyed this review, demo, call it what you will. I highly recommend it. And again, I'm a real stickler when it comes to acoustics. I'm not snobbish, I'm not a good player, so I've got to have one that plays well and sounds good to cover my tracks. You know, it's like if it's got a good tone, sometimes people don't realize that I'm playing everything wrong. It's just one of my techniques that I learned when I was young. So I'll try to leave you with, let's go back to the old Anthrax. The quintessential acoustic guitar song. How's that go? I'm playing it really hard just so you can hear it. Let me move up here so I can play it a little quieter. Not that that matters, I don't know what I'm doing, but hey, why not hear it a little better. Close my eyes, only for a moment, and the moment's gone. Oh my... I can't remember how to play this song. Beautiful song though, isn't it? Although actually, now that I think of it, the litmus test for me for acoustics when I go into a shop is the Intro to Natural Science for Rush. So, oops. I can't sing and play at the same time. Can't sing, actually. Actually, I can't play. What am I doing here? What am I doing here? Alright, you've seen enough, you've heard enough, right? If you want more details, hunt for it on the internet. That's what it's for, right? Fender PMTE Paramount. This is the travel size guitar. It's not a, by any stretch, it is not a junior, you know, it's short scale 23.5, but it's, what am I thinking of? Parlor. It's not really a parlor guitar. It's not one of those little short ones. So it's a full size, and it really doesn't have the kind of boxy sound that a lot of those small ones have. I really like those little small ones for throwing in the car. This one doesn't seem to have that. So it's a little rough up there, but I think all acoustics are. Uh-oh, I'm dripping sweat on it. It's time to go. It's always so hot in here. Hey, thanks everyone for watching. I appreciate you watching the video. If you have anything to say, leave it in the comments, alright? Until next time, peace.